Welcome back everyone to more of our gameplay series of X4 Foundations, and right now we are on our way back home to Silent Witness, where we are going to continue with what I'm calling the main story mission. Again, those of you familiar with X4 Foundations know there's not really a main story to speak of. It's more a collection of a lot of different factions that you can choose to work with and follow their paths. But for our purposes, working with the good doctor is what we are calling the story mission, and today we're going to continue that. In fact, just up ahead you can see the strange pulses are still coming from near our HQ, and hopefully today we are going to help out with that. Now right now our pilot is taking us to the location. Well, right now they're actually trying to fly straight into an asteroid, but they'll get out of the way of that here pretty soon. So they're getting us into position where I will then take over the ship and attempt to continue with the storyline and complete Mr. Feynman, or Dr. Feynman, I should say, his research, and hopefully we'll see where it goes next. So you might remember there are 3 nav points on the map. I already have a couple of fighters that I recently built. They are sitting at those nav points. So once we get into position, and you can see we are now in system, so we're not that far away. The pilot will get us over here momentarily, but while we're waiting on that, I did want to bring you up to speed on what's been going on since we were last together. So security has been a huge issue here in the sector, and in fact, what is going on right here? We got some fighting. The HOP is fighting with Argon, and that's a whole lot of stuff going on there. It happens a lot. And that is a consequence of the fact that at our wharf, we are building tons of ships. Essentially, as I mentioned before, it is a license to print money when you have a wharf, as long as you have everything you need. And at the beginning, once you get the wharf built, you need supplies and blueprints. Now, when we were last together, it hadn't quite gotten up and going yet. I had just recently got it built and was trying to get it stocked with all of the resources we needed. And it turns out I was missing a few blueprints, which is exactly what I thought it might be. But yeah, this is happening a lot because we built a lot of ships for the HOP, also Paranid, and then as well as the Argon, and then a few for the other factions as well. And in fact, one of the things I want to do in the future is actually build another wharf closer to the Terran systems and just see if they use it. I'm not sure if they do or not because this is my first experience with that DLC. All right, are we in position? Sounds like we are. Waiting for orders. Yep, there we are. So we are in position, but I did want to give you guys a quick update. So we are making money hand over fist with this wharf right now. In fact, it has been my focus since we were last together, essentially trying to get enough traders focused. And who is fighting right now? So it looks like, who is it? We've got some HOP and probably Argon that are fighting with each other. It is pretty common for me to build the ships, and then as soon as I get them built, these guys start fighting with others. Yep, there's Antigone Republic fighting with HOP. So a lot of that goes on. We still have the issues with the kayak, or however you want to pronounce that, the CAC. They're still there, but now I have quite a bit bigger presence. I have now gotten 3 large vessels, the behemoths. And why did I choose the behemoth from Argon? Well, pretty simple. It was the cheapest one and most effective that I could get a bigger force up and running quicker. Now, in the future, I would like to branch out and do some others, specifically the Terran models, but they're just so expensive that right now our cash flow is better spent elsewhere. But we right now have patrols. For the sector, I have moved away from the repeat orders and moving guys around to different areas. Now we have enough ships that I can simply leave them on patrol. And you can see here's one right here, and it essentially anchors them to the center of the sector, and they simply will move around in different areas. Here you can see one of the behemoths is over here, and the third one is up here at the top. So they move around, and they're doing a pretty good job of keeping guys under control. We're still losing a few here and there, but overall, not a huge deal anymore because we've got so many ships now patrolling. Now, this is certainly not the biggest that I want our patrol and our military to get for the time being, but it is a start. We have, if we go under fleets and just focus on the fleet, there's one of my fleets that I've been adding to lately. So we have one, it's got one large ship, 5 medium ships, and these are the Nemesis from Terran, and then 4 small fighters. This particular fleet has 1 large, 4 Nemesis, and then 3 fighters. And let's see, there's the other one. He's got 1, 6, and 4. So you can see we're starting to build up a huge military presence in this area, but by no means are we done. Other than that, I've added a few dedicated traders for the wharf that can take care of some things. And again, I keep scrolling in because I just want to make sure that nobody's down here attacking. You can see the HOP are really setting up shop and doing a number. All that's really doing is helping my business. Because if we take a look at just the stations, look down here at the construction, and essentially it's about 10, I think, max that you can have filling up this area. But they're always here. It's always full. It never goes away. As soon as I get 1 or 2 of these built, more orders will flock in, and we're using the maximum possible profit at 150%, as we looked at in the past. So essentially, I'm building ships now as quickly as I can keep this wharf stocked. So let's actually come in real quick and look at the logical overview. Here's everything we need to build ships. The problem areas for me have been a couple of things: engine parts, missile components, and weapon components. And scanning arrays to a degree, but not necessarily as big as some of the others. You also might notice that I have started moving some of the sliders up as we have, in fact, let's move this one up a little bit, as we start to get more components and build more ships quicker. Obviously, the more components we can get on board, the more money we make. So I have been adding dedicated traders for these components that we're having a harder time getting in. So that will continue on, and I will continue expanding that operation. Also, you see our workforce is nearly at the max, which is good. We have plenty of drones on board. I don't like to fully stock the drones because I really don't find that I have much of a need for them overall beyond a certain point. But yeah, everything is going well. In fact, what I like to do, let's come back out and go to a different look here. I promise we're getting back to the main story, but I did want to keep you guys updated on how things are going. So we go under player info, and then we go under account management, which is about, what we'll call that, 2/3 or 3/4 of the way down your list here. So account management shows all of our stations where we have managers set up. Now, most of these do not have any credits because I simply don't need them to buy anything. They don't have people on board, so they don't need supplies for that, beyond, of course, the manager, who doesn't seem to need any food or supplies. So they don't have any money there. And then the energy cell factory makes everything it needs since it doesn't need any food, so it has no credits. So anything we sell is pure profit there, but most of it is spent at our other stations. Then we come to the HQ. I keep a little bit on board there simply because when we're doing the different research, we need to purchase some things. So I'll keep a little bit of money there. In fact, I'll go ahead and put up to about $1 million. 1.1 is fine. So we'll add a little bit there. Whole parts, I try to keep around 1 million there. And that's just to give me an easy gauge for, are they selling anything or are they buying a lot? So if it's around $1 million, that means that things are pretty steady. They're buying some, they're selling some, and that's perfectly fine. Now the refined metals is having to buy a lot of ore because I simply cannot keep enough miners on this particular factory. So that's something I'll address in the future as well. But then we get down to the wharf. Now the wharf in the station account, you can see a little over 15 million. I keep this at about 5 million, not because it needs it so much, but because, again, I need a number to give me an idea when I quickly come in here. Are they making money or are they spending more money? And right now we've made about 10 million pretty quickly because it seems like about 15 minutes ago I looked at that and we were at 5 million. So we've obviously built quite a few ships in the last few minutes. I'm going to bring this down, transfer some money out, get that down to about 5 million. We're at 62.7 right now. Make a few adjustments here. And we're at 71. So the wharf is making us tons of money. All right, so now that we've gotten sort of a summary of where we are right now out of the way, in the future, I'm going to continue doing what we're doing. I also want to get into the Terran economy, which we haven't even had a chance to do yet. And that's going to mean a lot of blueprints and a lot of credits. But I do want to head that direction so that we can start building and trading with them at a bigger level than we currently are. And by the way, I just love seeing all of our vessels just patrolling around different areas. Not necessarily in the formations that I would have preferred, but nonetheless, they're there. All right, so with that taken care of, it's off to the story mission. All right, back inside the ship, and I'm hoping today we can get rid of this annoying pulse. So the first thing we need to do is take command.
Hello there.
Appreciate you very much. You're doing a great job. Thank you. We'll take over here. Now, it's going to be a test to see if I can remember all the controls. Because again, these aren't things I do very often. All right, so we need to do a long-term scan. But first, we need to get our mission manager. All right, so let's get this guy set to active. All right, there we go. Long-range scan. All right. Nope. Up. Stop. You can see, again, already, I've hit the wrong button. All right, so long range is 3. My bad. All right, here we go. Let's see. There we go. Long range.
Very good. We are receiving the data stream. We've got what we were after. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely.
We're far from home, short on hands, and have additional tasks which need doing. If you're interested, please meet me on our ship.
All right. Well, I don't know how interested I am, but let's do it. And once again, we're going into dangerous territory here because I'm flying the ship. That is never a good sign. It's also why whenever there are space battles, I'm usually watching those safely on board and letting the pilot do what they do, rather than being a part of that. The good news now is that our research has progressed. Let's see, I cut that off a little too quickly. So let's go ahead and engage the travel drive for just a few more moments and catch up. But our research has come to a point where I'm satisfied with it at this point. And we'll look at that in the future. But essentially right now I can teleport to any ship within about 5 levels. And I can't remember off the top of my head if the 5 is sectors or if the 5 is about jump gates. So I can't remember off the top of my head, but let's just say that we're in good shape. Let's put it that way. All right, let's go ahead and we should hop up.
Research.
I'm going to hop up top here and see exactly where they want me to go. Okay. All right, we're good here. All right, anybody who might be helping me in, working on the deck here, y'all might want to look out. Just saying. All right, so I'm going to do this the slow way. All right, I could have sworn.
Docking granted.
There we go. So now that I'm in position, we'll go ahead and request our docking. And there we go. Close enough for the auto dock mechanism to take over. I like it. So let's go ahead and get up. One thing I always forget to do is request docking permission. I always forget to do that. I'm so used to just flying in there and having them take care of it. This will be, actually, I think this is our first time to be on board this ship. And the bridge is pretty nice on some of these newer ships from the Terran in particular. It's nice. In fact, you've even got some different areas like the brig, which hopefully we don't have to use, and some crew quarters, that kind of stuff. They are very nice. All right, Mr. Feynman.
Greetings. Losing access to our research facility was what prompted this expedition. Now we have not only located our facility, but also taken precautions.
Uh-oh.
If it disappears from under our noses again, we won't have such a hard time tracking it down.
Well, if you'd have tracked me down, then if you'd had GPS on me, you'd have been just fine. You'd have known exactly where it was. But clearly, I don't matter. So what's the plan?
We've prepared some software which will help us regain access. But our
Okay.
ship isn't really inconspicuous enough to plant it on our station. The malware should be subtle enough to go unnoticed by the current occupant.
Who is me?
It will be your job to plant it at this location, identified by our analyst. According to the annotation on the station plans, there should be a signal leak next to what looks like either a valve or a window, but you'll find out when you get there.
Well, so nice of you. So you want me to plant malware on my own station so that you can remotely control it and track it if need be. Okay, that makes perfect sense. I don't know why I wouldn't want to do that. Mr. Feynman, you are really becoming a pain. He is rude, which unfortunately for the purposes of this playthrough, we skip by the initial part of the story, but he is essentially very demanding and very rude. But we're going to take a moment here and we're going to look around a little bit on this ship. Again, the bigger ships in particular are so nice. Can I hop up on top of this? Yes, I can. But yeah, I mean, you can see, I mean, it's just, these ships are nice, very nice. Indeed, the interiors, and that's one of the things that I feel like was missing to a large degree in the game is you could go to the bridge. Now, this part exists on all of the large and extra large ships, but I feel like we need more areas to explore because, I mean, stations and these huge ships, we should be able to move around and get a sense of scale. So let's hop into the crew quarters real quick. This looks like the bridge. Excuse me, sir. There we go. No, you don't want us to go there. Can we? Are we not allowed to go there? How about the brig? Aha! All right, so you can see the narrow hallway, but then we get here and it's not much. But if people start acting up, then I'm guessing Sir Feynman will show them their way. Can I interact with any of this? I cannot. Can I interact with you? Anything back here? I've been in here a couple of times before, but really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. All right, let's go. We're going to try this crew quarters one more time. Can we get there this time? Are you going to cooperate? Looks like it. All right, so once again, straight ahead. There we go. So needed some time to relax, maybe read a few things, catch up on some meals that maybe you're behind on. Ooh, a little bit of tea or coffee there for you. Again, I'm assuming, not that I'm crew or anything on this ship, nor do I want to be. Who are you? You are a crewman? Okay. All right. Not quite a 1-star. If I needed some crewmen, I'd try to get you away from Mr. Feynman and his bad attitude. But unfortunately, I don't need any crewmen right now. All right, so let's go back. We do not want to use our spaceship. At least not just yet. I'm sure we're going to need to again at some point. And that's another thing that I am wonderfully bad at. Okay, so here we are back on top. So we need to go and plant some malware on our own station. Because, again, why wouldn't we? So, once again, really, I would prefer you to do this. I would prefer not to be taking command of the ship. But, such is life. And at least for a few minutes, we are going to do just that. All right, so let's get over here. Try not to hit anything. And let's see where this data leak is on our station that he wants us to take care of. Oh, it's over here by the salvage, which, by the way, is up and working again. I do have a ship, and to this point, they haven't gotten themselves slaughtered just yet. Yeah, so here's your salvage area, and it's really cool. We'll have to, in the future, we'll have to take a ride along with the salvage ship, because it is really cool. They actually do, when they're coming in, they actually do drop the ship in those areas. It is very cool. Just, we need them, the kayak or the kayak. Again, I need to look up and see how you're supposed to say that. Not that I'm probably going to say it that way anyway, but at least I will know. Alright, so we're going over... Oh, this is to the... Oh, hello.
Assistant, what in the name of the Queen do you think you are doing here? Will this help the vexatious ship to conclude its interfering business?
I hope so.
Well, I suppose it will. In that case, please be so kind as to infiltrate the station with their malware so that I can take a look at it.
See, this is why I like you, Bosata. This is why I like you. Alright, where are we going now? Are we going back over here? Okay, never mind. We're going over here now. Like, literally onto the salvage area. And hey, I'm not mad about this. Anytime I can get a close-up view of these salvage modules, I think it's pretty awesome. One of my favorite parts of the game, just, you know, flying around doing our thing here. Alright, so there's a signal leak over here that we should be able to find. I'm going to go ahead and turn on our scanner. F2. And it should be straight ahead. Is it on the other side or is it right here? Let's try not to get tangled up and destroy the station. Alright, let's get close enough. Oh, I see it right there. You can see the sparks coming out. Yeah, oh, that's hard to miss there. Once you get over here to it. Alright, so let's try to get close enough. Our ship is not really designed to get in close quarters with its odd shape. Let's try to get in there. Install some malware on your own station. Let's do it. Can we get... There we go.
Assistant, I have fabulous news indeed. I took a look at their malware, and I'm quite sure I have figured out what the Zagarian researchers are after.
Oh,
I am
good.
sending you the file I prepared for them. Please deliver it to their chief scientist with my best regards.
Ouch. Alright, I believe... Alright, we're downloading here in the bottom left. You can see we're downloading the engineering blueprints from Bosata. Bosa, you all right? Alright, let's head back. So, Mr. Feynman, I believe, has been outdone. So this ought to be a fun conversation. Feynman wanted us to basically bug our own station, and then Bosata was like, I don't think that's how this is going to work. So here you go. Have a little bit of this.
Research.
All right. All right, let's hop down on this thing. And first thing I'm going to do,
Docking granted.
that's right, request docking privileges. And let's see how this auto docking thing works. I'm going to come in here a little bit hot. That didn't work at all. I could have sworn that I purchased that module for the docking assistance, but apparently I did not. All right, let's get back in here. That should be high enough. No, I did not, because it would have taken over by now. All right, we're floating. Stop floating. This thing is too fast. Woo, yeah, I have to get right down on it. So apparently, I need an upgrade to this thing. All right, let's get up. Really could have sworn I put the Mark II version of the docking assist on here, but clearly I did not. All right, let's go back to the bridge. He may be about to throw us in the brig after this. All right, Feynman. What's up?
What is it now?
Oh, ouch. Again with the attitude. Yeah, me and Bosata, we're going to take you down.
What is this? He gave you our research? Unbelievable. But you were supposed to plant software. How did that happen?
Haha, a little smarter than you thought.
I clearly underestimated this boron and his capabilities. This means we can continue with Project Genesis. It is our uttermost priority. We'd better not make an enemy of the boron, so we'll leave him in possession of our station for the time being.
Oh,
We'll
so
have
nice
to
of
come
you.
back better prepared if we want to recover our station. I didn't think we'd make progress this fast.
Of course you didn't.
Regardless, we could do with a little more of your assistance.
I bet you
You'll be
could.
helping one of our associates in acquiring research that is vital to Project Genesis.
All right. This Project Genesis is a long-term thing, and I've got an idea about what it is. Not because I've learned anything about the DLC, but because I know a little bit more from some of the developer comments that they've made and some of the posts they've made about some long-term game plans. And I think this might play into that. We'll see if I'm right about this. All right, who am I working with? Yeah, let's do that.
An independent scientist. Let me contact them.
Let's do it.
Greetings. We are sending you the pilot you requested.
Is this creature qualified?
Yes. No, don't worry. This one's at least a 2-star pilot.
At least.
Expecting him at the experiment site.
You okay?
He is heading your way. That's
Is he?
settled. Report to Kurumon Kami. They are experimenting with a phenomenon in the void and will instruct you on your part once you get there. This
I
may
bet he
seem
will.
unconnected at first, but rest assured, you are helping mold our future. It seems that you are missing crucial spacesuit equipment.
I bet
Take
I
this
am.
with you. It will be useful later on.
Oh.
What is this? He gave you our research? Unbelievable. But you were supposed to plant software. How did that happen?
And this... Okay, so we're doing this again? Okay, so we found a bug. We just had this conversation. All right, let's do it again. Maybe it needs it twice.
I clearly underestimated this boron and his capabilities. This means we can continue with Project Genesis.
Yes,
It is our
yes,
uttermost
absolutely.
priority. We'd better not
Utmost
make an
priority,
enemy of the
absolutely.
boron, so we'll
Make it
leave you
happen.
in possession of our
And
station.
apparently all this hinges upon me.
We'll have to come back
The guy
better
you thought was
prepared
dead.
If we want to recover our station.
What will you do now? Whatever will I do? How about if I just do
In
this?
short, our future. The Sagaris
Hello
pioneers
there.
aspire
Hello.
to take a step up in the galactic community.
A step up.
Project Genesis will help us build a foundation for our new future.
Okay, so you said a lot without saying anything. Got it.
An independent scientist. Let me contact them.
Sigh
Greetings.
of disappointment.
We
I
are
like
sending
this guy
the
already.
request.
I like it. He cannot even be bothered with this.
Yes. No.
You can tell.
Don't worry. This one's at least a 2-star pilot.
Expecting him at the experiment site.
Yeah. Yeah, that's at least a 2-star pilot.
He is
Yeah.
heading your way.
He clearly
That's
hasn't watched me
settled.
fly.
Report to Kurumon Kami. They are experimenting
Kurumon
with a
Kami.
phenomenon
That's-
in
wow,
the
that's a-
void and will
that's a
instruct
mouthful
you
there.
on your part once you get there. This may seem unconnected at first, but rest assured, you are helping mold our future.
They are hoping
And
to colonize a planet as a new home for their people. The
Oh.
Terrans once meddled with such terraforming technology, which resulted in the creation of the Xenon. Let us hope that the Sagaris pioneers are not repeating their mistake.
that doesn't sound good. Okay, part one of that, I was right. It looks like it is regarding terraforming, which I had seen posts about. I believe it was version 5.0 of the game, or maybe it was 4.0. I can't remember now. Too many versions, too little time. But they talked about terraforming as a late game activity where essentially once you had reached the point where you had tons of credits and tons of stations, that you could then use all of that to terraform one or more planets. I'm not sure about the details on that. And over time, you could fly by this planet and you could see it change. But of course, it was going to take tons and tons of money and resources to make that happen. So it appears that's what we're doing long term with this research. However, they just said that this is also the path that the Terran took when they created the Xenon. That's not good. Okay, that's no good. So that makes me wonder if this is something I want to continue with. But either way, we got done what I wanted to get done today. I believe those weird pulses have gone away. So if nothing else, let's just hop up here because why not? You know, we're going to treat it like it's our ship. There's our HQ, and that's right, I said ours. But something tells me in the future, they're going to have something to say about that because he keeps saying it's theirs, but I have claimed it. Me and Bosata are on a mission at this point, and we're doing great. At least I think we are. But that will do it for today. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. And again, I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. And thank you so much for joining me. And stick around for more X4 Foundations.